Well, 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 well. Look who's back. It's us. And we're here to finish off this reindeer. Sorry about last time. Things went a little haywire when I was making his antlers. Old wife Faru was calling me for dinner and I had to go, so I was just panicking. Couldn't really think it out at the moment. So I apologize, but we'll get back to it now anyways. Let's see what we can do anywho. Take a block. We'll go to edit mode to get started. And we'll go to edges. Just try to get this bloody antler done. So switch to arrows. We'll zippy zap it over. Ba-boom. Something like that. That's not going to look right either, but we'll figure it out. I didn't practice, as you can see. I'll just start that over. Why are we in edit mode while we're doing this? Oh, right. I moved us there. Good start. Let's make the bottom flat and do all the rest of the edges this time to start. So, we'll go to edit mode and then we'll remove the bottom edges. Okay, should be good. And then we'll shift B or control B it. We're gonna have to add some bevels. I forgot about that. Let's do 6. We'll undo that. Control B. So we'll just round it off and see what it looks like when we stretch it out. That'll probably do. Something like that. It's looking pretty good. We'll go back to edit mode. We'll control R. And you know what? We don't really need to do this, do we? Let's undo that. I don't need to do it because I was gonna make a ring like this, but there already is one, as you can see. I'm gonna follow it around if I can. And I'm just using control to grab it in a circle. And now that I've got the whole thing, I'm just gonna pull it out this way a little. Oh. Yeah, that don't look so good, eh? How am I gonna do this? Maybe we can just grab the face down here. That's definitely better and less sharp anyways. Let's do something like that, just to give it a curve when we're starting here. Something like this anyways. Alright, pop it in his old headaroo. And this time, as we go, we're going to shift D it, the whole each piece, and put it on the other side, and figure out the opposite angle for we don't end up with one side done and not the other. Do that, and probably a 180 here. That'll do her. Alright, and that's a pretty good start. It's looking pretty good so far. Just got to remember to kind of do them together as we go. Can also turn them on a bit of an angle too if we want them a little more off the sides or something, or more of an angle. But let's just go with this to start, and then we'll move them after if we really want to. We'll shift D this to copy it. Alright, shrink it down, bring it up. And we're going to try to figure out how to use this on the side, maybe by doing a 90 here. That's different. Maybe I'll do that, shrink it down a bunch. So deer's horns are pretty interesting. They actually grow round, I believe, and I think they use trees to shave them down. They rub them against trees to like shave them down and make them more pointy and stuff like that. So it's a pretty interesting process, if I'm not mistaken on the process. But I did look at antlers briefly, and it did show some round ones, and it showed some sharpened ones. So I imagine that they use trees to sharpen them. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. You know, I'm always interested about anything cool and different that I don't know. So, but I would assume that's how the process goes. And I'm not a hunter. I'm not anything like that. So I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be, but that's just a general assumption I made. Okay, so let's make a few more of these. Maybe make that one a bit bigger, actually. I'll just move it up. Shift D. So it looked like they had like a bunch of just random spikes coming off of it type thing. Maybe we should fix this angle a bit. Let's try this one. 45. That's not really what I want, is it? That's not really it either. So 105 maybe? Nope, opposite. So 65 maybe? Yeah, that's about right. I'm just going to erase this one and then just copy this one. Maybe make this one a little bigger as we get towards the bottom, something like that. And you can do yours different if you've got a better style, but from what I did see, I think they pretty much go like this. They just go down it a little bit. We'll do one side and we'll transfer them to the other side, and we'll try to spin them around if we can figure out the angle. But I think we will, because we're pretty smart people. So, alright, so nearer to the bottom we're going to make it a bit bigger. I just accidentally hit D. Sorry about that, guys. And hit S again. We'll just scale this bottom one up a little bit, because like we decided, they get a little bit bigger towards the bottom, right? Something like that. Maybe this one just a little bit bigger. Perfecto. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you look at it from all angles and make sure that it's set in the piece you want it to be set in, not sticking out. But I think that's going to do the job for what I'm after. Looks pretty much like a deer antler. I may change the angles a bit after, but for now, if I'm able to put this on the other side, I'm just going to Shift D, and I believe, yeah, it's top one. So we're just going to go minus. Okay, it's fine. I know it's not quite in place, but let's just do this for now. And we'll do minus. Shift D, and we'll do minus. Okay. Alright, now to figure out how we are going to get them over there, let's do minus 65. No, that's definitely not right, eh? Let's try. Nope. Just trying to figure out how we're going to spin these perfectly around so they're in line with the other ones. Doesn't look like that's going to be the way either. Oh, minus 180 maybe? It looks like, no, it's not the right angle either. Oh, boy. Got us into a mess here, huh? That's not it. That's not it. So, I see. Why don't we do this? Let's just manually carry them over there, because I'm a little confused as to what's what and why we're not getting there. Now, we just need to spin. So what would make us spin? I guess we could just mess with the axis to see what would make us spin like that. Everything. That's super weird. Let's try this. Let's grab one of them and let's try to go to 90 here, see what we got. It's just straight, huh? So I think 65 is the right angle. Shoot. Oh, I see. Is that right? I think that is right. No, it's not. Minus 90, maybe? No. Oh, I'm too tired for this, guys. I just woke up. Alright, let's figure this out. What am I doing wrong? Jeez. That's what happens when I do 90. What about 180? And then 180 here. It's like the exact opposite. I'm so freaking tired of this already. Oh, what is my blue one? I want to do this. 0. Let's see. Let's do minus 90 there. Minus 90. That's wrong. 90. Oh my god, it's killing me, guys. Oh, that might be right. Okay, I'm tired of this. I'm just going to spin them manually. Let's see, something like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just get them close enough, because we don't want to mess with this crap all day, and that's what it's turning into, and I just don't want to deal with that. You probably agree with me, so let's just get this friggin' done. Sorry, I should have took a little more prep time. Apparently I wasn't quite awake. I'm not thinking straight. Usually this is pretty easy for me. Let's just do this for now. Just to get things moving along. Okay? And I'm just going to guess at it because I just want it done. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Might even be better if they have a little bit of their own look to them by being just slightly different from each other. But let's have a look from the front. Yeah, I'm still pretty happy, I'd say. So we'll just move forward. Let's just attach them to the main antler like this. Control J. Grab that one, that one, that one, that one, Control J. Okay, so now our antlers are attached. If you want to put them on more of an angle or something like that, you can. Again, you know the drill. You get messing with the angles could be problems. But I'd do something like that, and then this one should just be minus 15 here. Oh my god. Or 15 as well, which is perfectly fine. One thing we're missing is deer ears. So maybe we'll quickly do that, and then we'll start working on his... Oh, we need a tail, and then we can start working on his harness. And then we'll work on harnessing all our deer, and we'll make a sled and whatever you're doing in your game or your art project, you should be able to have your Santa and his little sleigh full of slaves there. Probably like slaves. Well, sorry. I don't like animal abuse. I don't like using animals for our will. I think it's terrible. I'm not going to give you guys no lectures on it, because that's my personal opinion, but I just hate seeing animals hurt or used for anything. Yeah, I'm a sensitive guy. Alright. Maybe I'll go to edges, and we'll do all. Wait, before we start, let's do this. We know his inner ear. Let's go to his face. We know his inner ears is like, it's like almost like a circle shape to the outside. So we want this to be a little thinner like that, I think. Then we'll go to edges. Click off everything and click on these two edges, and we'll control B. And it might not be the exact shape we're after, but it's around what we want, I think. Yeah, I think that's about right. Probably got to curve the back, maybe. I'm gonna do the whole face back here, something like that. What is broken there? Oh, there's two edges right beside each other. That's what it is. Let's just fix that by taking out one of them. Hopefully not wrecking anything. That looks alright. Hopefully that's fine. Could be dangerous playing those games. Sometimes you wreck the whole thing. We'll control B again, and I'm just going to do that again, and this time we shouldn't have any tearing issues on the corner, which is just perfect. That's what I was after. Shift D it again. Move it in just a hair. Shrink it down with S. Something like that. Kind of wondering if I should be a bit longer, but I don't really know for sure. But we'll do it anyways, because that's what I feel is correct. If you know better, you do better. Do it the right way that you know how. So I'm going to probably just go ahead and color this as well, because we have the inside of the ear highlighted right now. So we'll do new. We'll do the first color, which is like a brownish, which is fine. And then we'll do plus, do new, and we're just going to add a second color to the ear, and we're just like assigning a slot basically to say that this has two colors. And I realize it's a bit off the other color, but it's just for show basically. Like we're assigning slots for colors that we're going to put real colors in our game with, right? So it doesn't matter so much. Something like that. When you're happy, Shift D it. Okay, and we will use our scalers to put it on the other side for us perfectly. The more you get used to using these things, the easier it's going to be for you in general. That's wrong. To make sure things are pretty symmetric. But you don't always want them to be too symmetric, because they almost look robotic when they're too symmetric, so keep that in mind as well. To me that looks pretty good. If you guys want to change it a little bit, change the angle of his ears. I think these are more like a cow's ears. I think the deer's ears actually, I don't know why this matters so much. Oops. But I think deer's ears are actually a little more up like this, and then they'd be on like, nope, that's wrong. So yeah, that'll be it. Like a -15 like that. Maybe a little bit more, -20. And then you'd bring them up near the antlers. That's how I'm pretty sure they are. And that would be like the difference between like a cow's ears and this deer's ears. Basically, this would be more accurate. So we'll do that, I guess, and we'll put this one in the same spot. And we will do what? Just 20, I imagine. No, that's not right. And then we need a 180, so probably what, 200? There you go. Now I'm starting to think. My brain's starting to go here, guys. That looks pretty good. Only thing I could say probably is that I think they're a little thinner, have less depth to them. Okay, something like that. Look pretty good to me. You can change them to make them look more what you want them to do. Let's do a tail real quick, and then we'll probably start on the sleigh mount after that, hopefully really quick. We're going to have to make harnesses on the back of our deers, and then have a lead rope that goes back to our sled. Oops. Like always, go to edit mode. I have no idea how we're going to do this, but we'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. We always find a way. And that's the spirit to have, is just, you know, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and eventually you're going to get there. So I'm just going to shrink this down and then spread it out in the ways I want. Kind of like that. Something like that. Kind of looks like a little white turd. Poops coming out of his bum here. Something like that. Probably going to have to change the angle slightly so it like leans into him more. There we go. Something like that. That'll do for me. We can give him color if we want. I'm going to go ahead and join it. I don't see any bool issues coming up, so I think we're pretty much done on this. So let's just go ahead and join everything. Join the legs, we'll join that. Join the antlers to his stupid head. His ears. Control J. Nose, mouth to his head. Control J. Then his, let's see, let's do his body to his head. Control J. So his head's now the control point. Should be our, oh, we forgot 2 legs. Don't need 4 legs, do we? So there. Woo! Oh, his eyeballs. That's the noise a deer makes when it runs. Woo! Something like that. Just kidding. It's more of a turkey, I guess, but looks pretty good. It's moving. I'm just doing this to make sure we don't have anything that's not attached. If you do, you're going to see something sitting behind. Just go ahead and attach it. Make sure you're all attached and all ready. We've got a fairly handsome little deer here, so let's see what we could do about making this little handsome deer a harness. Okay, so what we're going to do is Shift A, and we'll make a cube. We're going to take this cube, and we're going to stretch it out so it's bigger than the deer itself, and then we're going to grab the Z corners, like so, and Control B. And we're just going to wrap it around the deer until it looks right. I'll make sure I didn't crack any edges. I didn't, I was close, but I didn't. Okay. Something like that. Looks pretty good. We'll get a edit mode, we'll grab the deer, we'll go into edit mode, click off everything, we'll hit L over top of the deer's body, we'll hit Shift D, we'll hit P, and we'll hit selection. Now we'll get out of edit mode, and there should be an extra piece here. Take this piece, and we'll plug it into that, and so I'm just going to grab this one first, then this one, then Control J, nope, edit, undo, don't Control J, objective, bool tool, difference, okay? So what have we done here, okay? Let's have a look. Our piece, we have put perfect shape of our deer out of it, basically. So now this fits perfectly over top of our deer. Pretty good, right? We may need some kind of strap to go around to the other side, but I think we've got basically how we're going to have our harness. It's going to tie around his waist, and we just need a strap to go around to his belly. So let's go ahead and make his strap on the other side, because we are so clever. I'll just poke this out. Maybe push it back in if you want it skinnier. We're just trying to do something like that, maybe a little thicker. It's close to the other one, right? But this time, we're going to go whoop, because this is just going to be a belt here, right? And we're going to boost it. Should we do the corners? Yes. Yes, we should. Let's go to edit mode and grab these corners. Control B, And we're just going to make it kind of the shape of the deer. Alright, no big deal. Alright, that's looking pretty good. And then we'll probably, I just left edit mode, just move it up until it's like a nice even stretch all the way around. See how the edges are pretty much matched up. You take more time than me, I'm just giving you an example. So pause if you need it. And then we're going to grab the deer again. We're going to go into edit mode again. We're going to click off everything. We're going to hit L over his body. We're going to hit Shift D. And then we're going to hit P. Then we're going to hit selection. Okay? We've just made another copy of his body. And if you're sure you just have just it, because none of the rest of his body should line up, we're going to do the same out of the bottom now. Objective, bool tool, difference. Okay? So now we have his harness, basically. If you want to be able to see it on either side, you just stretch it out a little bit, side to side, like so. If it's too long, we can just take another piece and cut it. I think I'm going to go with the opposite. Undo that, right? And then I'm just going to go Shift A, and we're going to cut this a certain way again, because we're so clever. Okay, something like this, and it looks like it's in the right spot, basically. Just need to stretch it side to side to make sure it cuts all the way through. Okay, it looks like it's gonna. And then I'll grab that bottom one. Sorry, bottom one. Which one am I going to cut from? The top one's going to cut from the bottom. So top, then bottom. I'm sorry. Must not be thinking still. And it's just going to give us that smooth edge that we were talking about there. So when it connects to this, it's just a smooth edge to it perfectly, okay? Very happy. I like the looks of it. If you like the looks of it, we can go ahead and move on. Maybe we'll just add some of these pieces for the strap behind them. But maybe we'll join these two for now. For if we move them or anything, we don't have any troubles. But we don't have to join them to the deer. So we're going to Shift A again. We're going to go ahead and make a cube. I'll slide it off to the side here. Shrink her down to about the right size. We're going to want our harness. Thin it out. So these are going to be basically like a leather strap, I believe. Something like that. And I think that's what the harnesses are made out of. Could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure. Let's go stretch that little thing out like that. And we're going to have to do a whole bunch of them, but each one is going to have their own leash. It's going to attach maybe to other deers behind them or something, but something like this. And we're just going to bump back. We can always move these if we need to. And we'll just Shift copy it for the other side when we're ready, but maybe we'll see how our other deers are going to mount up behind us. Maybe you want to do just one deer. That's up to you. You get the idea, though. So, I'm going to just Shift D the deer. And I'm not sure how many there are, but I think there's quite a few. Reindeer. I don't know. I'm going to say 12, but I feel like that's kind of wrong too. It's, I don't know. Something like that. But we'll do a bunch, and then you do how many. You probably know Christmas a little better than me, so you probably know all your deers and your deers' names and all that. But we'll do 2 for the example, and you're going to have to figure out how to do the 12 the way you want to set them up. But I'm going to assume you want 4 teams of 3? Yeah. 4 teams of 3, or 5 teams of... anyways, you figure it out. I don't know. I don't remember seeing Santa's all the deers lined up or anything like that in any of the pictures or anything, so... You tell me. Tell me in the comments. How many deers are there, and what are their names? There's Dixon, and I want to say Vomit, but I'm pretty sure that's not a name for one of them. But they have some pretty tricky names. I think they're all actually German names. I'm not really too sure on that either. But so these look pretty good. The only thing I could say, they're going to have to be longer because they're going to pass through a few deers, something like this. And then we'll just jolt these down here until you're happy with the position, something like this. do all your deer side by side, line them all up. Use the stuff I've been showing you. If you put one over here, use the maths to put it on the other side perfectly for you don't have to figure it out, right? And that way they're perfectly in line. One thing our deers are missing, let's color them a minute, is their noses either have to be, what, red or black or some crap like that, right? So let's just make them black for now. And then if you want to make your special little Rudolph guy, just make sure it's not the very first one you made. Because if you make, if you make his nose red, oh no, never mind. I thought this guy's nose would go red, but it didn't, so I don't know. Let's try. There you go, you got Rudolph. I think he's supposed to be the leader, but you know, do it the way you want to do it. Let's just work on the harness a little more, and I think it's all going to be black leather if you want to color that as well. But I was just waiting to attach it in case we had any issues attaching it to the sleigh, which is going to be our next project, but I'm not exactly sure how we're going to make the sleigh, so kind of just take it one step at a time here. See if we're all able to move all these guys at once. Yes, we are. If the axes are the same, they should move together, but if they're not, it's going to go 4 different ways. But we did a good job of keeping everything symmetric and together and all that stuff, so seems pretty good. So next episode, we've made room now. We're going to do our sled. We're going to do it right in the middle like we always do, for we can use all our maps. And yeah, once we got our sled done and all our deers hooked up, I think we're pretty much good on that. And we'll move on to some other Christmas things. You know, thinking about Christmas things, there's only a handful of things I could think about that would be items for Christmas. So if you guys got ideas that you'd like to add into your game specifically, or you're doing a Blender project or something, maybe making a scene, just let me know in the comments below, and we'll make some of that stuff, because I'm not always great on, I really don't like holidays for some reason. I never have. So I'm not really big on knowing all the made up stuff about that specific holiday. But alright guys, hopefully you've had a fun time. Hopefully you've learned how to make some stuff. Hopefully you're getting prepared for your Christmas update for your game. And hopefully I've been some kind of help for you. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you thumbs up, make sure you like. And if you want, there's a link to my video or my game in the description if you want to check it out. It's on Steam. It's called Fishton, A Town to Remember. You want to show you some support, I'd love to see you play it. And if you're not, that's cool too. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Later. Bye.